If you thought that nail at $80 was bad, just you wait. I mean, this came to very shocking surprise this morning, or should I say late last night for me at least, when S.H.Figuarts, Premium Bandai, Tamashii Nations, they decided to announce that not only are we getting the Shallot S.H.Figuarts from Dragon Ball Legends, but they also decided to throw in a second release with Giblet. Now, a lot of people were, very happy, very excited. I know a lot of people play the game. Me personally, I've never played it, so I don't have any connection to these two characters. However, after seeing the S.H.Figuarts, I mean, they're pretty cool. They look like Gohan to me personally, but I mean, they do look cool. However, the shock, as often is with the Premium Bandai S.H.Figuarts, is a negative shock. These prices literally sent the whole S.H.Figuarts subreddit into disarray, and I'm not even kidding. We all just collectively could not believe our eyes, could not believe what we were seeing. Like, for example, let's go into Shallot, which is like the main character, I think, of like Dragon Ball Legends, or at least he's like one of the main people in there. So $90. $90. Let me remind you, that's how much they're charging for Broly, who's like a huge figure. $90 is very excessive. Now, again, I will say he looks amazing. I think as far as pictures I've seen of the game, he looks spot on. He looks incredible. He also comes with both his base form head and a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan head, which is cool. Oh yeah, and the tail as well. You get a black tail here and then a blue one back here, which is awesome. Very cool. Like I said, I love when they, include multiple forms with one figure. It's like you're getting two figures at once, which incredible. They also suggest you put them with the Awakening Goku Super Saiyan, which, I mean, at this point, it's a pretty expensive figure. It's a very old figure. So I don't know if a lot of people, are going to buy that to pair them up. But anyways, let's see what else he comes with. So he comes with his main body. He comes with 3 pairs of exchangeable hands. He comes with a few, face plates. He comes with, like I said, the normal and the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan expressions and heads and the tail. So that's pretty it, There's not a lot that he comes with. For $90, he doesn't come with an effect piece. He doesn't come with an aura effect. He doesn't come with anything else other than the things that I just mentioned. So at $90 base price, that makes it one of the most expensive figures in the entire line, bar none. No stand, nothing like that. Just the figure, few faces, few hands. That's it. Now, he might sound bad, but then you have Giblet over here, $110 for basically the same figure. And I kid you not, look at this. This is basically the same guy. Different face, everything else looks the same to me. Same kind of armor, same kind of hair. Maybe slightly different color, but at least this guy, he comes with a soft goods like robe, I guess. I don't know the significance of any of this. It looks pretty cool. And it does have a bendy wire, so you could, articulate it however you want. Like over here, it's more spread out. So it's cool. And maybe if it was at the $90 like the other, maybe that would have been worth it. I still think a bit overpriced, but yeah, $110, that just took all the excitement, all the enjoyment, all the hype out of it, in my opinion. And by the way, he comes with his normal head, his base form. He comes with a Super Saiyan God face. And then I believe for Shallot as well, he comes with the Super Saiyan God hair as well as the tail. So they also decided to break another cardinal rule here and just add like DLC component on top of that. So if you want the whole set, hey, pay us $200 before shipping and before taxes. Speaking of shipping, I mean, I guess right now they're currently running that promotion where if you spend like $120 or more, then you get free shipping, which of course they did that because, I mean, At 110, sorry, if you only want a Giblet, you won't get free shipping. You might as well just buy the other guy as well. You know, they don't do these things by accident. They already knew how much they were going to charge for this. So yeah, I mean, let's look at the set contents. So the body, he comes with 5 types of exchangeable hands, which is, you know, 2 more than Shallot. He comes with, like I said, his Super Saiyan God and his regular base form, a couple faces for each. He comes with his cape, I guess they're calling it. And he comes with the DLC for Shallot, different hands and different head and a tail. You know, they do include the fusion technique hands, so you can see they're pointing at each other, which is very funny because they haven't even done that for like Goku and Vegeta, even though we already have Gogeta. So we cannot perform these same poses with those 2 very basic characters that should have been done a while ago. So now with this, it's kind of throwing it in my face. Like, why do we still not have Goten and Trunks if they've already figured out how to, like, you know, pose them in a fusion technique, which is what I was thinking. Maybe that's why they had been delayed for so long. Maybe they were trying to come up with some sort of, you know, innovation to make the fusion pose better. But I don't think so. I think they just have not gotten to it for whatever reason. But anyways, back to the topic. $110 for this figure. He's almost as expensive as King Cold, who's a massive, massive figure. This is wild. And just by the way, they won't be delivered until January 2026. So these are the first figures that indicate that we're almost at the end of the 2025 delivery window, because maybe everything else that comes after that, besides like the San Diego Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con exclusives, are probably going to be in 2026. We'll update the website, so now I have a 2026 window here, you know, so I had to get to work pretty quickly. But anyways, just wanted to let you know, I mean, a lot of people are talking about maybe importing these figures, because the funny thing is that if you go to something like a Hobby Genki, who I've bought figures from before, you know, they have theirs at a much cheaper price. Like, for example, their Giblet, this is almost 12,000 yen, which currently at American dollars is like around $80. And then the Shallot is about 9,500 yen, which is like $65, I think, which is way cheaper. But then you also got to consider, you know, like the shipping is going to be a lot more. And then, you know, I don't know if they're going to charge tariffs on this. I don't know how long it's going to take for them to get it to you. So it's just kind of a mess all around. And yes, I did bring up the tariff because I believe, in my opinion, that's why we're seeing such a huge price jump. You know, I think it was inevitable at this point. And although I wish I could blame everything on Premium Bandai and Tamashii Nations being greedy as always, I think this is just something that's a little bit out of their hands. You know, of course, we could always say that even without the tariffs, these figures were going to be like $70, $80, which it's still an incredulous amount of money to charge for figures. Like, to me, the first thing that will hit my head was, this was a great opportunity to bring in new fans of like Dragon Ball Legends into the S.H.Figuarts line. Because I'm assuming there's a lot of people that play the game but maybe don't collect figures. This would be an awesome way to introduce them. If they saw, you know, maybe these figures were $50, $60, they're like, oh, awesome. These characters I see in the game every day, I could have them in a figure form. I could post them up in my room or whatever. And you would introduce brand new customers into the line. Maybe they buy Giblet and Shallot and are now like, maybe I should pick up a Goku to post them along with him. Oh, I have a Goku. Maybe I should pick up a Vegeta now. And then you like get a couple more customers. However, if I saw a Giblet action figure, just putting myself in the mind of someone that does not collect figures, if I saw a Giblet action figure go for $110 before tax, I'd say, who the heck is spending $110 on an action figure? You know, that's just my opinion. I'm sure maybe you guys have different opinions, but overall, just wanted to get my thoughts out here. Let me know what you think about this. Like I said, although it's a terrible situation, I feel like a lot of people are gonna skip these two releases because, I mean, if you're not a fan of the game, I don't see why you would spend $200+ on these figures if you don't care about the characters. So I could see this one being like, you know, a very small run of releases. Maybe they're gonna be super limited. Who knows? You know, I fully expect the window to close like in June, maybe the end of June, maybe like mid-July, because yeah, I don't see a lot of people picking these up, especially from Premium Bandai. I might be wrong, but that's just what I think. I think that's my logical side thinking there. But anyways, you know, want to give a big shout out to the members of the DBZSHFIGS Club. I really appreciate you guys. I wouldn't be able to do this without your support. And if you're still hearing me at this point, just know you're a real one, and I really appreciate you. Again, let me know what you think in the comments. Have a good day.